Fausta, this is the Nazi Wonder Woman. All right, this is Wonder Woman, the Linda Carter TV series, season 1. I love this episode, man. This is just so great. A lot of great stuff in this one. All right, let's talk about it. We're going to break it down using my space system: story, pacing, artistry, characters, enjoyment. Each category gets a score between 0 and 2. Choose the best you can get in any category. I'm going to give the story a 2 out of 2. So, Fausta, she is a German Olympian. She is awesome. She's smart. She's badass. She's going to take down Wonder Woman. How is she going to do it? What is the secret of Wonder Woman's powers? How can she do all these amazing things? We're going to find out. Now, this one has a lot of things. Now, you got to remember that this is old school Wonder Woman. I have not read too many Golden Age Wonder Woman stories. My kind of love of Wonder Woman started with the Post-Crisis #1 George Perez series, and that was my probably my major collection. It might still be my biggest collection. I'm not sure. I don't have every issue. I started on it late and then tried to go back and get some of these. So that's the clay Wonder Woman, right? She's made out of clay. Now, this one, they're saying that her belt gives her the strength. Her bracelets can deflect the bullets. Later on, her tiara can be thrown like a boomerang and hit things. And of course, the lasso of truth, the magic lasso. So it's almost like equipment based. Now, she has fighting skills and she's tougher than normal people anyways because of her kind of upbringing in Paradise Island. They mention here in this one that Paradise Island, because it's just all women, there's no war, everyone's unified, they help each other, so their natural skills are just better than anyone anyways, which I actually think is a pretty neat idea. So that's cool. I don't know exactly. I know that this series did take stuff from some Golden Age comic book stories and they sort of adapted a few of them, which is really neat. I'm trying to go back and read some of these Golden Age stories just because it just seems really cool to me, especially for the time. I think it's pretty neat. All right. Well, so basically that's what they're going to do. Now, there's a lot going on. I'm giving the storyline a 2 out of 2. There's Fausta first tries to draw Wonder Woman out by dressing as her and drawing her out, and then they capture her, and they figure out the lasso tells the truth. They force Wonder Woman to tell the secret of her powers, which is why I know about the belt and all of that stuff. What I love about this is that like the Nazi general guy who's like in charge of this thing just doesn't believe any of it. Like they capture Wonder Woman and it's like, where are you from? Oh, Paradise Island. We've been living there for thousands of years. It's like, well, I don't believe that. That sounds rubbish. And then Fausta's like, no, this kind of could be true. Maybe we should take this to, the Fuhrer. And he's like, no, this is all a bunch of garbage and a lie and it's stupid. It's like, okay. And then it's like, Fausta, you're stupid for believing it. You're like, okay, what the heck? I liked that because it is a far-fetched story, even though it's true. I love the fact that the viewer knows it's true, so you're kind of like, oh, this is interesting, like what's going to happen. Steve Trevor actually does a lot more in this episode than, especially in this first season with the World War II season. I feel like Lyle Wagner has a lot more going on. Then he's Steve Trevor Jr., and then he's just the IADC and just basically orders her on missions or something. But in this one, he's like right in there. He's like, oh, I got to go save Wonder Woman. I like that. We've seen her save him a bunch of times, and it's brilliant because he goes to save her because he's like, well, he loves her, but like also it's like she's a friend. I'm gonna go save her, and then he gets captured, and then she ends up going back to save him. But his intention was still there, and they kind of help each other out. And there's a great moment at the end. I'll talk about the characters section in a minute. I'm sorry I'm going on about the story, but it was just so cool to me. I actually wrote a lot of notes for this one. There's the double agent guy who's helping Steve. Then you find out that he's really a secret German spy. That's kind of cool. There's a lot of neat stuff with like, trying to like, kind of outsmart Wonder Woman, but Wonder Woman wins Fausta over, right? It's like, I like that Wonder Woman is like, look, you see what's going on here, right? Firstly, they're treating you like crap. They don't believe anything anyways. Are you sure you really want to align with these guys? I liked all that. I thought that was friggin' awesome. I'm going to give the pacing a 2 out of 2. May as well just get that category out of the way. There's a lot of Wonder Woman stuff in this. She's in costume almost the entire time, even though she is captured. I don't like when Wonder Woman is captured or hurt. Just because Linda Carter, she seems so sweet and nice, and there's so much like just depth to her that you just feel bad. Like you're like, eh. But look, it's part of the story. Wonder Woman can take it. All that's great. There is some action in between. There's a couple of good little fights. She uses her powers, so that's good. For the artistry, I'm also going to give it a 2 out of 2. There's a few like. Sometimes like last episode we saw her carrying Steve Rogers and he's kind of a dummy or whatever. You can tell he's a dummy or there's some shoddy effects here and there. For the time, they did their best they could for their time. This one's pretty good. There's not really anything that's glaring. There is a couple of mistakes where like she spins and becomes Wonder Woman. Her bracelets are missing. And I just think I think they just reused the same shot from the pilot, and they didn't realize the bracelets weren't on, so they said, oh, whatever, we'll just reuse it. So I mean, little things like that. You got the invisible jet. It is better. I know later on they switch it to like, it almost looks like an action figure sitting in a toy plane or something, but still looks like not in this one. In this one, it all looks good. The locations are wicked. There's like a lot of different cool things. There's like interrogation rooms, and there's like that pit of water where they're electrocuting guys. So there's multiple locations going on in this one. I like all of that stuff. It's really good. For the characters, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 2. Of course, Linda Carter is just magical as Wonder Woman. She's the best. I like Steve Trevor a lot in this one. I feel he stepped up and he's like, I'm going to go and take care of business and help her out. There's still some goofy things. Blankenship feels a bit goofy. You have his secretary. She's kind of a funny character, and she's supposed to be funny, so there's that. Fausta is awesome, man. She is damn awesome. I love that she's just convinced at the end that's like, yeah, these guys are tools. Like, why am I working for these losers? And then she becomes a good guy. That's really cool. I kind of thought that was really neat. I would have loved to seen her in like a costume and become a character. There is something funny here with that. This has been a power of Wonder Woman's in the other episodes, and I didn't mention. I want to mention it here. She can impersonate voices, and I always get a kick out of that. It's like she's like, hi, I'm Blankenship. I need those information on Steve Trevor. You're like, oh, okay. How can she do that? I don't know. That's not really a power of the belt. Or the bracelets, I would assume. I'm not sure. Maybe that's just a knack that she has. She can do that kind of stuff. I gotta tell you, man, enjoyment factor, I'm giving it a 2 out of 2. This is crazy. I'm gonna give this one a 10. I absolutely loved it. There's really not much to complain about. She is captured, but even when she gets captured, she rescues herself. So she manages to rescue herself, but also rescue Steve in the process, which is good. There is some cool little fights, so she does fight a lot. She's in costume a lot. This one sort of checks all the boxes. The villains are pretty neat. I like that Fausta just kind of is convinced, but she's not convinced until the very end. It's not like Wonder Woman does one little speech and then she changes her ways. There's a lot of convincing. And the Nazi agent guy is not doing a great job of keeping Fausta in line either, because he's a total scumbag and doesn't believe anything that she's doing anyway. So yeah, man, this is an awesome episode, man. Like this is like pretty damn awesome. I can't really say anything negative about it. You can be like, oh, that looks like a stunt double or something. I don't know. I even that though, it was pretty good. Like that, I didn't really notice anything bad. Like sometimes you watch these old shows, you're like, whoa, that ain't that guy, But it wasn't that bad. I thought it was really, really good. If you like my video, please remember to hit the like button. Check out the Wonder Woman playlist and check out some of my other playlists too. I do a lot of classic shows. Share the video out and subscribe if you want to. That's it. Until next time.